All right, hey guys. Today I'm doing a how to add Cursed Steve to Minecraft. I'm working on a mod where when you die, Cursed Steve gets spawned. It's based partly on how you die. Still trying to figure out parts of it, but I'm going to show a little bit of the process for adding one more of them. So you get to see that one, and then well, let's just get started. So I'm in Blockbench here. You can download Blockbench. Be careful if you're downloading. I think Blockbench's site has a bunch of just junk up on it that's like, we'll say like download, and it'll lead you to the wrong thing. So if you do download stuff from Blockbench, just be a little careful. Um, I'm not going to go through all the setup of that. There's plenty of videos about that. I'm just doing something a little unique, so I'm just going to go through that. So if you want to use an existing model, like right now, I'm going to create a Steve that spawns in when you're burned. That kind of gives away some of the stuff I'm working on. But okay, so we're gonna look for is the skeleton. And start in with a skeleton model. So, oh, I actually wanted a skeleton skin. Does this have the built-in skeleton skin? Let me see. Hold on a sec. Skeleton, layer texture, load from Minecraft. That one? Hey, there we go. So that's what you want to do. You want to, in this case, pick the Minecraft skin. Then you can load texture from Minecraft. And I'll pull that in. Then what we're going to do, we're going to save a copy of this one. So, where am I saving this stuff? Mods, cow cave mod, textures, and it's going to be burned Steve. We've got that copy there. Then what I want is I need a Steve skin. So I'm going to also open a, let's see, I'm going to bring in a classic Steve. That's all messed up, but we don't really need this. What we're going to do is we're going to work over here in the where you see like the actual, this is the PNG file. So PNGs are a image file type that has a transparent, they can have a transparent background. So you can see like there's transparency here. The skeleton's not mapped same as Steve's model, so like face appears on the top. Looks weird. But we're gonna go back to the actual skeleton Steve here. But what I want to do here, oops, should have done. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Should have done this a little more recently. So I'm just gonna grab Steve's face. Oops. What I want, I don't want all of it though. So I think what I'll do, I'll grab part of Steve's face. And then I've got a little part there. Then if you hold shift, you can add to the selection. I'm gonna get like this much of his face. And I'm gonna control C to copy. Then I'm gonna move back to the burn Steve. And I'm gonna paste in there. Where is paste? Maybe I'll just control V. I'll try that. Okay, that's good. See there, Now we've got sort of a combined Steve skeleton. Then I kind of want along the edges. Let's see. Let's grab some more parts of that. What is, oh, I see. I've got layers here. Let's flatten that. Ah, whatever. Gonna get a little bit of corner here. Oops. What have I done? Oh, okay. Delete that. Okay. Forgot to click into this. Don't paste there. Go. Then I need a brush. I'm gonna do a little bit of like charred gray along some of the edges. Let's see. And side of his head. Like too dark. I think that's too dark. Maybe up here it's okay. By his dark hair. Then on the edges, we'll grab some of the sides of his head. On. Selection's a little finicky on this. Did it again. So make sure to click into when you want. Then drop it in. There we go, we got that. Could probably grab more of that. Okay. Always getting ahead of myself. So there, click there, then paste. Okay. So I have to make sure to click on screen there. Then, so when you're in the paintbrush, if you hold Alt, it'll let you select like a color on the screen. That, that, and then we can go here, for example. But over here, select, hold Alt, and select like that color. Then when we come back here, give that color. Kind of do a fill in a little bit of that. Now, kind of like a skeleton with a bit of Steve's face. And we'll add some of Steve's shirt maybe. Let's see, I think if I hold control, no, control adds, okay. The opposite, maybe Alt? Nope. I don't know the controls to add to to remove from a selection. I can add to a selection, but I don't know how to remove. Let's kind of do that. Click there, paste. There we go. Got a shredded part of a shirt. We can merge these down if we don't want to move them around anymore. Just make them part of this one layer. Also might want to save this as we're going. Some of these programs can be a little unstable and crash once in a while. I don't know if this one's that bad, but just in case. Also save the project. Okay, now using the Alt thing, I'm gonna grab a little bit of the color here and there. Oops. Select your brush, fill that in. Mix the colors up a little bit here and there. It's kind of tattered look. Kind of make that go around the back. We'll just do one color now and then we'll go back and add another color. We can click off the arms temporarily so that we can actually see here. Fill that in. Suppose if we'd started with something like a stray, we might have not needed. We could have actually just used that as a base. And I'm going to mix up the colors a little bit here. Okay, hold on just a sec. Hello. Sorry about that. Got a phone call. I'm back now. Let's see. So that's pretty good. I think we should do some pants too. I'm not sure. Let's see. That's Steve-ish. Then the arms. Guess I could give him one sleeve maybe. Let's see. Oh, if I do one, it does both. Yeah, that's fine. And then let's take a look. I think if we do a little bit of skin on the hands. There we go. Make the mouth a little darker to contrast with surrounding area. A little too dark. I'm gonna make lighter. White a little grayer. A little less than that. Then let's think about the pants. Let's see. Oh, pants or shoes at all. Maybe a little bit of tattered pants. Those arms again so that we can see the what's behind it. I'm gonna get rid of this scene. There we go. Then on the underside, legs. So see that. Just kind of there. Kind of sag down there. Okay. What have I done over here? Oops. That was a mistake. There we go. Let's try that again. Pull this. Go. Parts of the pants. Need another pants color. I took this one. I think we'll take that one. Those holes. Mess that up. Okay. Then legs back on. Let's see. Add a little. Oh, get pants on it all. On both legs. That's annoying. And I actually want it on both. See, that's on the outside. And body. I don't know if I really want it there. Let's see. Let's do it on the inside. Yeah, he's got shorts. And I do it for the skin. Save that. Then we will. If I, you know what might be interesting? I'm going to actually erase out a little piece up here. Like see through his head. Maybe like a little crack going down. a little like a question mark. Yeah, that's too much. Then we could paint part of the crack that so it like kind of continues up that way. It's sort of interesting. I don't know. Okay. Save that. Then let's look at the MCreator side of things. I may need to turn this into a model as well, but we're going to look at MCreator and see if I have to actually, or if I can use an existing skeleton model. So over in MCreator, let's change the window over. Yeah. MCreator. Actually, back in. So over in MCreator, what we first need to do is go to resources. First, you'll have to create a workspace and some of that set up. There's other videos that'll show you how to do that, but this one I'm going to import texture. Can draw the textures right in here. So I think it's a little easier in Blockbench. I'm going to import an entity texture. Where did I store that? So this part, you'll be navigating your own file structure. I'm over my files. The OBS is just not showing that right now. But I'm gonna pull in textures, Burn Steve. Okay. So then I've pulled in my Burn Steve texture. Then we're gonna try going over to mod elements, and we're gonna add a living entity. This is gonna be Burn Steve. Now, how you exactly want him to act and stuff, I don't know if I'm going to go into too much of that right now, but what we can do is for the model, use built-in models. So let's no specific skeleton one. Biped. We'll try that and see how it works. Then we'll go to Burn Steve. This stuff is about right for a normal biped. So this is like how wide the bounding box is, how tall they are. So it's about Steve's height in blocks. How big its shadow is, and then if you're riding it, like how far off where you sit on it. Then you can like make it a larger in general or smaller using this. I think we'll leave that alone for now. Change the spawn egg. I think white for like the skeleton. Maybe like blue for Steve or something. What's a Steve blue? I don't know. Something like that. And then we will. You can do animations. You can add different layers to the model. That's more complicated. Adding animations, behavior. Okay, so behavior. We're gonna make him a mob. He's undead. For now, we'll just make him drop. He's a skeleton, so we'll just have him drop bone for now. Then there's his health value, how much experience he gives you. I don't know. Standard movement speed, standard step height, standard follow range, standard tracking range. We'll just leave all this stuff for now. I'll probably edit him a little more later to make him less generic. Oops. Testing. Okay. Since he died by fire, we'll make him immune to fire. Since that's what created him. We can do like a thing where he's on fire. He does fire damage. For sounds, we can go in here and we can look at a little click the pencil and then we'll go to skeleton. Let's see, skeleton horse, skeleton ambient. So living sound, ambient, step sound, we'll do skeleton step. So he's basically a skeleton right now. Hurt sound. Death, same thing. And that one's not necessary. I'm gonna save and keep open right now. I don't want to lose my progress on this. Inventory, vibrations. Most of this stuff you're not going to need most of the time. Triggers. This one we might want. I think it actually might be interesting when you like crack a skeleton, break a skeleton, like a weak skeleton, but then like he turns into like a broken skeleton, like that's half the size or something when you defeat him. I'm not going to do that right now, but you could do something like that, like when entity dies and have it spawn the broken skeleton in its place. Right now, though, for the AI, what we're going to do is probably you can go to templates. You can do like a basic mob aggressive to player. Then rid of these. Might have been the same actually, but we'll just make him an aggressive mob. Spawning, we don't really want him to just spawn on his own. Spawn one idol. We might not want him to despawn one idol because when you die, you might be like far away. So I think we should turn that off so that if you die and you come all the way back to get your stuff, he's still going to be there waiting for you. We'll do that. Then I'm going to show you how to make him spawn when you die. So when you do that, you create, what are these called? We've got this one. This is a, call it function, procedure. Okay, a procedure. Yeah. So a procedure, player death spawn. So I've set this up. You could pause it here if you want to go through, if you want to copy it. But basically, so event trigger. So when an entity dies, if the entity is a player, then it does these things, right? The things inside the brackets. So if the damage source that caused them to die is fall, he'll turn into a pile of Steve. That was the one on the thumbnail. It's yeah, it's like kind of like a slime Steve. I couldn't get the transparency working actually in the game, so the thumbnail shows it because that's what it looks like in Blockbench, but I couldn't get the transparency to actually work in the game. It's a little bit more complicated. I may work on it. I don't know if it's entirely worth it. He looks okay without the transparency. He'd be better with it, but I don't know if it's entirely worth it. Then like if you drown, it summons Brine Hero. You may have seen him in the previous one of the previous screens. So I may blur that after the fact. Then if you take the fire damage, now we're going to change this. So now that we have the burn Steve, we're going to have it spawn that. Anything else, you get a cow Steve for right now. I'm going to change some of this later on. before actually doing my video on this, my Curse Steve video. But for now, that's what it's going to do. Okay, let's test that. I have no idea what he's actually going to look like with just the biped mount model. I think I'm going to actually have to import a skeleton model to actually make it work. But you can do this run client thing in the corner, and it should run a kind of special copy of Minecraft that just, it's good for testing it. It's not going to be exactly the same as it might actually end up being when you're in when you've exported your mod into the real game. But it gives you a look at it. Let's see. All right, get this to go. In a sec. It's difficult to get it. Oh wait, there it is. So now you've got the audio. Let me turn that down a little bit. Oh. So we got the audio. Now where's that video? Oh, there it is. It's loading up now. Why does it look like that? That's terrible. Okay, hold on. Maybe when there we go. That's better. Still getting kind of used to these tools. Okay, let's load in. Drop the volume a little further. And there's a few things up there that I'm not going to talk about right now. And we're going to try spawning in. Oops. That's not it. Here, and Steve. Let's see what he looks like. Oops. Okay, yeah, that model is totally wrong. So we're gonna have to fix that. He sounds right. It does not look right. Okay. Okay. So that's why we test it. We will save and quit for now. Then we'll go back to MCreator. Okay. Workspace. So we've got to correct Burn Steve's model. So the problem is none of these are correct. So we're gonna have to pull one in. I'll show you how to do that. Let's go back to where is it? Why is it like this? Why is it doing this? Going back to Blockbench. I don't know why. Okay, there it is. Where does it make me switch the audio back first, and then it let me switch the window that I'm showing? Okay, back in Blockbench, what we can do. So we have the model here, but right now we're editing it as a skin. That's all we're doing. So what we want to do is convert it into a model. So we're going to convert project. Then we need to do, I'm doing this in Java. Bedrock, it works a little differently, but we're not doing a block or an item. So what we're going to do is a modded entity. And confirm. And now we've got our modded entity. And what we want to do with that is then export the Java entity. You can do custom animations in here too. I've done those, like I did it for the slime. Those over here. It's a little time to get them right. This one, because he's pretty basic, I think we can just use some ones that are built in MCreator. I'll show you that. I kind of think I should make his hair cross over a little more. Let's see. I'll repaint him. That. Yeah, I think I like that a little better. Nope, I want it in textures. Yep. Then save that. Hold on. Cancel. I'm going to close this one. I don't think I need this skin version anymore. I'm going to save over it with I'm going to save over it with this one, since this is sort of my new version. Yep. Then we need to export. We'll export the model, export Java entity. Print steve.java, save. Basically the same as the skeleton. But since I didn't have the actual skeleton model, it was properly mapped and everything over here, then I had to do that there. So now I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to switch this back over to MCreator. I should have probably opened that first because it's weird. Okay. Now, go back to our workspace, resources, and we're going to import a model. So we'll go to 3D models, import Java 3D model. Okay. And then you'll navigate to where you've saved your Burn Steve model. Then it's not showing the pop-up. Hold on a sec. Has it been doing this all along? If it's been doing this, it's really bad. So there's a pop-up here. Let me just share the whole screen. Let's see. Okay, now you can see my pop-ups. So here we can set some animations. So we're just going to use default animations in here. For the head, we will do which the right one is for the head. Head movement animation, we'll just do that. Right arm movement, we'll just do right arm swing animation. Left arm movement, we'll do left arm swing animation. Left item animation. Right now, we haven't really done items. We'll do right leg animation, right leg swing animation, and left leg swing animation. And then we'll do override animation. So what we're override, I think it's if we had included animations with the Java entity, it would excuse me, this would be overriding, but we didn't have any, so yeah, we want to do that. Then we can go up here, go to Burn Steve again. And instead of the biped one, we're going to do model Burn Steve. Save. Now we'll try running this again. So it it builds up the mod and loads it into Minecraft. I built this in NeoForge. I was reading that that's kind of the direction the Minecraft modding community is going. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what I had read. Let me add the audio back in. And we'll see if the model's correct now. There we go. So that is how you add you can create your own, add your own custom mobs into Minecraft using Blockbench and MCreator. If you want to know how to, there's also, you also will need to export the mod, and you'll have to install like install like NeoForge or one of the different Forge applications. Be able to actually load up your mod. I think there's probably better guides on that. This one just kind of specifically a little different because I hadn't seen one that just causes like sort of an undead version of you or Steve. But we can see, you can see it right there. There's one problem with this. You can see kind of like clipping where the two textures are fighting with each other. We could fix that by just kind of moving the arms out a little bit on our model. But for now, it's fine. Oh, let's test to see if he's fire resistant. Oops. So he should be immune to fire. It looks like he is. Looks like that worked. We can check that. Then, actually, we can also check to make sure that... We can also make sure that what we want to happen actually happens. So I'm gonna switch into survival mode. First, I'm actually gonna change the time of day so it doesn't become night. Actually, that's the thing I noticed. Well, even though he's undead, he's not burning in the sunlight, but I guess he's immune to fire, so it's fine. Then I'll change it to survival mode. Actually, no. Oh, yeah, we'll do that. And then I'm gonna burn myself. And we'll see if he spawns. So if we've done everything correctly, this should spawn a Burn Steve. And it worked. So there you go. That's how that... Oh, and he's aggressive like he's supposed to be. I'll probably make him a little stronger. That was pretty weak. But, as you see, that's how that works. You can add your own strange undead creatures that appear when you die, or when other mobs die. What about doing one where, like, when you're in the when you're in a graveyard or something, any mob that dies summons like a zombie or a skeleton? Music is too loud, but I think it's quieter for you guys. Hope so. All right. I think that's all we're going to go over right now. Thanks for joining us. I wonder if I can make the chat ever load. Just not wanting to load. Why is it broken? Well, I'm going to have to look into what's up with my chat. But Anyway, next time, hopefully that's working, and see you guys next time.